Okay, so I looked into where the remaining 11 shrines I'm missing are. We already had this one marked. So I looked and I found the remaining 11. I can only pin 5 for now. Well, I could pin more with these, but, I'm just going to do 5 at a time. Even though there's only 11 that I'm missing. So, one is here. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what all of these are. Well, except for this one. I know exactly which one this is. It's, somewhere over here, something like that. I'm missing the one here. And then, let me see. I had to take pictures of everything that I'm missing. There's one down here, right below where Rito Village is. Somewhere, give or take, around here, I guess. So for now, there's our first 5, so let's go ahead and do them. Alright, so, little update. My uncle and cousin are officially gone. They left. They left, let's see, yesterday? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I already lost track of time. Oh, by the way, fun fact. So, right now, I'm actually playing this on the 1-year anniversary of my sister's wedding. So my uncle left yesterday, which meant he came exactly 1 year ago here to attend my sister's wedding. Just him. My cousin didn't show up because it was school time, I guess. No, it wasn't. It was in the summer. What am I saying? Regardless, it was 1 year ago today that was my sister's wedding. Oh man, I missed the chest. You know what? No, I'm going for that chest. Whatever it is. 1 year ago today, my sister got married. And my uncle also came over all the way from Hong Kong to attend my sister's wedding. 1 year ago, my uncle crashed here, taking my room. I ended up, because my room has a bunk bed, he was going to sleep on my bed, so the bottom bunk. And then I slept on the top bunk. But, yeah, that quickly changed after the first night, because my uncle snores. And I just couldn't get any sleep. So the first night, 1 year ago... Oh my god. I tried to avoid it. Do you drop bomb arrows by chance? You see it... You saw I really tried to avoid that. Bomb arrows? Worth it! I don't have to go back to the tower, but I'm going to. And what are you gonna do to stop me? Yeah, a year ago, because my uncle was kept on snoring and I couldn't get any sleep, I went down to the living room to sleep. And then we arranged for me to sleep on my sister's floor. Once again, obviously with a mattress. So I shared the floor of my sister's room. And, well, this time my uncle and cousin came, so because my room has a bunk bed, they took over my room completely. So I had to sleep on my sister's floor. Again. So now that they're gone, I finally got all of my stuff back. My room, my bathroom. I had to do extensive cleaning, however. My mom was like, given how filthy you are, I'm surprised. I'm surprised you were so, sensitive about how dirty other people's germs are. And I'm just like, well, at least my germs are mine, not anyone else's. My room may be filthy, but it's my filth still. Now, where exactly is the shrine here? Oh, that's right, this one. I need another snowball for this. Let's do it. Let's put on the snow boots first. How about that? That's not the snow boots. Yeah, now that they're gone, I had to clean my bedroom, my bathroom. I had to scrub the sink, the bathtub, the toilet. Because you don't know about those piss marks. Those piss stains. I had to clean everything. And in terms of my room... I had to open the window to air out air out my room, air out that unk smell. And in terms of cleaning my bed, it's not as simple as just replacing the bed sheets, replacing the pillow casing, the blanket casing, even replacing the whole mattress. It's not that simple. It's also about scrubbing down the entire freaking bed frame, because you never know where those paws have been. Okay, I don't remember which spot I need to roll this down. I'm just gonna go for here for now. By the looks of it, that was not right. Why didn't I just follow the path as I was walking up? Maybe that's why, because it gets cut off. But it turns. So if I go here... So maybe here? That's probably wrong too. You know what? I have more than one. I got more than one snowball. Just let them all fly. One's bound to open it. Thankfully, this isn't the type of game where, you know, out of mind, not out of mind, out of sight, despawns. Then again, I only have so many options. Link can't just use his hands to pack together some snow and then roll it down if he runs out. Seriously, it looks like none of my options were correct. Never mind, one was. You tell me which one was correct. Because I can't remember.
Daruk's protection is now ready to roll.
So, let's see. Yeah, I had to clean my entire bedroom and bathroom. Which, I still find it to be so bullshit that it's my room they have to take over. Even a year ago, when my uncle came over for my sister's wedding, it was my room that was taken over. I'm the one who has to lose his room. It's always me. It's always me who loses my room. And you want to know the sad part? The saddest part is it just makes sense that I be the one to lose his room. Because let's think about this real quick. My uncle came over, as well as his son, my cousin. Well, they're not going to sleep in my parents' room. You know? They're not going to sleep in the living room like I would if I have to. And they're not going to sleep in my sister's room, especially when she's still here. Because, think about this for a second, it'd be a little weird for an uncle to sleep on his niece's bed. It's a little less weird for an uncle to sleep in his nephew's bed, but in his niece's bed, that's a little bit more strange. And, like I said, my room has a bunk bed, so there's enough space for 2 people to sleep in. So, sadly, it just makes sense for me to lose my room. It just sucks so hard, especially this time, because I just got a job I need to wake up at 8 in the morning for. Anything else here? I gotta wake up at 8 in the morning to get ready. And sharing a room with my sister, well... Oh, right, I already got a chest, that's it. Sharing a room with my sister, it's really hard to get enough sleep, because she stays up late doing her own stuff. She wakes up early, thus waking me up. Sometimes a little too early, which then I can't fall back asleep. And, well, this is more of a me thing. She sleeps with a nightlight on. I'm the only one in the entire family who prefers to sleep in the pitch black darkness. I find a nightlight just to be too bright. So it's hard for me to sleep in my sister's room, especially when I need to wake up early. Add in the fact that those two were here, and, you know, they cause noise, all that stuff. It was really hard. It was a hard couple of weeks. But now they're gone. They've gone back home. And I don't remember if I mentioned this. What's the quickest way to get here? Maybe just go here. Or maybe I should just do these ones first. I don't remember if I mentioned this. If I did, I'm going to say it again. If I didn't, then you're hearing this for the first time. My uncle threw out a suggestion that I didn't exactly agree with. I didn't exactly, say yes to. So, obviously I have a Nintendo Switch. I'm playing on it right now. My cousin also has a Switch. But he has... I have a couple of games that he does not have. I think you might understand where I'm going with this. So my uncle threw out the suggestion, hey, why don't you ask your cousin to borrow some of his games? And then you can give it back to him next time you see him. I didn't exactly agree to that. But I can't exactly say no. Right? I can't exactly say no to that. I can't exactly be like to my... I forget how old he is. 11 or 12. I can't exactly be like to my 11 or 12-year-old cousin, oh, hell no, you ain't borrowing my games. No. Yeah, no. Ask your dad to buy them for you. You're not borrowing my games. You know how far away you live? You know what? I probably actually don't need to make it noon, but I'm going to anyways. I was really hoping that they would forget about it, you know? And... part of me was thinking the kid would remember, because we know how kids are. You throw an idea out there, yeah, it sticks with them. But no, it was actually my uncle who reminded him, and then he just ran towards my pile of games. And he just kept, he just began digging and organizing, and then he cherry-picked the ones that he wanted to take with him. And I couldn't exactly say no. All I could do was smile, nod, and, you know, scream internally. You might be asking, what's so bad about that? What's the harm in letting your cousin borrow your games? Well, let me break it down to you real quick. We all know that the Nintendo Switch games are rather small cartridges. Knowing my clumsy ass, I'm actually been lucky enough to not lose the game cartridges yet. But I know it's gonna happen one day, because I'm just like that. I'm just that clumsy. Is this the... It might be the other shrine I'm thinking of. I think this is the wrong shrine that I'm heading towards. Yeah, it is. I was thinking about this one I needed to make it noon for. What time is it now in game? I might still have time. Hold on, let's go do that one first. Yeah, we know the Nintendo Switch cartridges are very small. So knowing that, my cousin and uncle are going back home to Hong Kong. That is literally on the other side of the planet. Who knows if he'll lose it? If, you know, because he's a kid, if he'll break it. Now, his track record shows that that has not happened yet. He has not lost or broken a game cartridge yet, but you never know. Accidents can happen, right? And God forbid if either one of those does, well, now I don't have my game anymore. I gotta buy a new copy, because I can't exactly say to my, you know, preteen cousin, alright, you broke my game, you pay me back for it. Because you did it. You know, I can't exactly be like that! Oh, I missed it. And I can't be like, alright, you broke it, you need to learn to be careful with other people's stuff, so you have to ask your dad to buy me a new copy. I can't be like that. I'm not going to be like that if the worst things, if worst comes to worst, right? All I can do is buy another copy if he loses it or if it breaks. And aside from that, like, say nothing happens, say he plays the games, it's fine, how am I gonna get my games back? It's on the other side of the planet. So either I physically see them again and I get it back. When's that gonna happen, right? Before my Before my recent Hong Kong trip earlier this year, the last time I went to Hong Kong was 15 years ago. And the last time my cousin came over was 6 years ago. Now, yes, my uncle did come over last year for my sister's wedding. But that doesn't guarantee that he'll be back 1 year from now. You know, he's not going to come over every single year. I don't know when the next time he'll come back will be. Okay, but what if he ships it to you? Yeah, well, you never know. Damage in shipment could be a thing. And aside from that, well, who knows when I'll get my game back, if it's being shipped back to me. Which is just a huge waste of money to just ship a puny little cartridge to the other side of the planet. It's like, it's a bit of a waste if you ask me. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Go, 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 go. Okay, you know what? I have plenty of time. What am I worried about? So basically, you just need a fire on the shrine, or on that pedestal, while the light is shining down on it. And then the shrine will appear. Okay. So, I've expressed my concerns about my cousin taking my games and how I'll get my games back. What games of mine did he take? So, he only took 2 games, so he didn't take my entire collection, my entire library of games. So, which 2 did he take? So, he took Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which I'm not too upset about because I did finish the game and I don't have any intentions to replay it anytime soon. So, you know what? That one, fine, you can take it. But the other game, though, was a real heavy hitter, was a real hard blow to the gut. Because he took my Skyward Sword HD. I love Skyward Sword. I don't care what anyone says. I love the game. You don't like the game? Well, okay. Just know that I love the game. And I've been wanting to replay it sometime soon. But now I can't! Because I don't have my game. And I don't know when I'll get my game back. Because you also have to think. Right now, it's August, it's summer. School will start soon, so who knows when he'll finish the game. Hong Kong is different from our Western school system. They actually have homework in the summer, and I don't mean summer school. So when he gets back, he doesn't have another month of summer to enjoy and play games as much as he wants. No, he actually has homework to do. He has stuff to study. And then, once it's school time, you know, how often is he going to play to the point he's going to finish the game? And also, who knows? Whenever he finishes the game, what's stopping him from telling his dad, like, oh, no, don't ship it back to him yet, you know, don't ship it back to Canada yet, I'm not done. What's his dad gonna do? Check? Turn on the system and check that he didn't finish the game yet? No. So my cousin could lie and be like, I didn't finish the game yet, don't send it back to him, send it back to him next time. And then I just never end up getting my game back. What if he grows up and he forgets? Like, oh yeah, I borrowed my cousin's game like 5 years ago, and I never gave it back to him. Whoops. Well, I guess it's not a big deal. He probably forgot about it by now. Just like I forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? So I expressed all of this to some friends of mine, and even my friends was like, well, I guess you just gotta buy another copy. Really? Buy another copy of Skyward Sword HD. $79.99 Canadian, so 80 bucks. Plus tax ends up to being like just over $93, so let's say about $100. $100 for a re-release of a game that came out in 2011. My game, man, my games! Man, and like I said, I didn't even technically say yes to my cousin taking them. I just couldn't say no. My uncle and my cousin came into this very room I'm recording in, and he's just like, hey, remember to, you know, ask your cousin to borrow your games. He just dashed over to my collection of games and just basically took them. And I couldn't exactly say, no, I didn't say you could take them. No. You're not taking my games. I couldn't be like that, man. You know, I don't feel like doing the Warbler's Nest one. I'm gonna do the other one first. My games, man. Especially Skyward Sword. I really wanted to replay that. And you know, if my cousin... Maybe my cousin might be like me. When I was a kid. When I was a boy. And I finished Skyward Sword. I just replayed it. Because I just loved the game. Once I finished the game, I just started it over again. And I just replayed it from the beginning. So what's stopping my cousin from doing that? And then I just end up never getting my game back. Okay, well, aside from the fact that I did not technically say yes to my cousin taking my games to the other side of the whole planet. So, what was life like while my uncle and cousin were here? It was very hard. Like I said, having those two around was a handful. I had to wake up early for a new job. And then, when I finished my new job, it's not like I could exactly come home and sleep. No, those two were home. And while they were here, we wanted to take them out to fun places. So I couldn't exactly just come home and sleep and rest. So after waking up at 8 in the morning, after finishing my shift at work, I came home and, you know, we went out to fun places, and that was tiring. And let me tell you, my cousin, he's still a kid. Don't forget, because I'm trying my best to remind myself he's just a kid. We know how kids are. He's 11 or 12, I forget how old he is, but he's young. He's still young. My cousin is the absolute most immature, most annoying kid I've ever known in my entire life. 6 years ago, when he first came over, he was still a young little boy. He was still very young. Borderline still a baby. And even back then, he was such a handful. He was, at the time, already the most annoying kid I've ever known in my life. And now that he's older, you would think he'd be better, but no. Now that he's older, he's actually worse. Because when he was younger, he was still with his parents, who at the time hadn't separated yet. You know, he had 2 parents to keep him under control, but this time he only has 1. And when the last time he came, he was still a kid. You know, he still had to sit in a high chair, I think. He didn't exactly speak all that much. You know how kids are when they're like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old. They don't form proper sentences just yet. So he was still a kid, a very young kid back then. Now that he's older, he's worse. Because now that he's older, he can run around. We know kids, they constantly talk and ask things. It's so annoying. Like, he just... Like I said before, kids are just a natural force of destruction. And I remember how I was when I was a kid. You know, found pleasure in annoying people. Now I know what it's like on the other end of that. So, you know, he just kept on talking, kept on asking stupid questions, and I got to a point where I just didn't even want to answer him anymore, because it's just like, why are you asking this? Like, why are you saying these things? Even if I answer you, you wouldn't understand, but he's a kid, right? Kids are just naturally curious about the world, even if, you know, they get an answer they don't fully understand. We all were like that at one point. I'm just looking around, seeing what else I need to do. This ain't exactly a metallic ball I can pick up. And I can't remember if I mentioned this. My cousin, something about him, he actually just, would you believe, does not like wearing seatbelts, or at least not properly. I forget if I mentioned this. So he doesn't really like to wear seatbelts properly. You know how the seatbelt of a car, there's two parts to it. One that goes around your waist, and then one that goes across your torso in like a diagonal way. Well, he'll put on the seatbelt. The one around his waist will be around his waist, but the one that goes across his torso, he lets it go to the back. So it's not actually properly there. And sometimes when we would go on the highway to get to a far place to play with him, you know, explore, go to somewhere fun with him, I told him, put on your seatbelt. No, put your seatbelt on properly. Why am I doing this? It's very clear I need to stasis that to get onto this platform. What am I doing? And he's just like, I'm being strangled. The seatbelt, it's over my neck. I'm being strangled. I couldn't exactly be like, shut the hell up and just wear your seatbelt properly. I couldn't be like that. Is it bad? How bad is it for me to have this kind of mentality where a part of me kind of wanted him to, you know, fuck around and find out? Because sometimes, as bad as this is, sometimes you just gotta let kids learn by the hard way. So, you know, if he doesn't have a seatbelt on properly, maybe not in an actual full-blown car accident, but like, if the brakes abruptly get stomped on, you know, he'll just like go forward, and then I can finally be like, you see, that's why you need to wear your seatbelt properly. But yeah, my cousin, he is very annoying. I feel bad for my uncle, man. He has to deal with that 24/7. Like I said before, this has really made me question fatherhood one day, if it ever happens. You know, of course I would love to be a father one day. Where did that come from? Was that always there? Did I not see that the whole time? Of course I would love to be a father one day. One day, meet someone and have kids, have a family. But now it's like, oh, is that not what I was supposed to do? Well, there goes a bomb arrow. What? Oh, I think I get it. I'm supposed to stasis these. Well, there goes a bunch of bomb arrows. Whoops. Little bit to the right. There we go. Yeah, one day I would like to be a parent, but then this has made me see that, oh, if I'm a parent, I gotta deal with that. Keep in mind, I'm calling my cousin the most annoying, most immature kid of my life, and that's saying a lot, because I'm the most immature, most annoying kid I knew growing up. Well, of my age, at least. Growing up, I did witness my sister be an absolute nuisance to society, and especially to my parents. So, me saying my cousin is worse than me, that's pretty bad, considering I was extremely bad as a kid. And my sister was worse, so that how much does that tell you? Yeah, like, if I'm a parent, oh, I gotta deal with that. Not just for, you know, the 2-week period that they were here. I got to deal with that permanently. I got to deal with that crap. Like, let's say 10 years old, because before 10 years old, they're somewhat manageable, I guess. But when they start running around, when they start getting curious about the world and start asking things and actively annoy you, oh yeah, I gotta deal with that. Let's say, and it's not only that phase of life too, because remember, after they phase out of that, they phase into the teenage years, where that alone causes a whole bunch of problems. So let's say, I don't know, I still do stupid stuff. So let's say bare minimum between the ages of 10 to 20, especially if it's a boy. Girls, not as much trouble, but still, you know. Let's say between the ages of 10 and 20. Oh my god, I got a decade. If I were to be a parent one day, I got a decade of that crap to deal with. Now it's like, oh, do I really want kids one day? I'll be honest, I don't exactly remember where they are. So I gotta really go around and find them. I think one's on the way down from here. Yeah, do I really want kids one day? Well, that's something fate will decide. If I even have kids one day. If I even meet someone one day. Chances are, you know, even if I want kids or not, well, I'm not going to meet anyone. I'm not getting them regardless of if I want them or not. So I'm thinking way too ahead. You know, I remember in high school, I was mentioning something to my I guess my friends. We don't really talk too much these days anymore. But, you know, my group at the time, I was mentioning something, and then my teacher overheard, and then she chimed in. I'm just like, why would you ever want your kids to stay young forever? Because there are parents who want that, you know? They're just like, my kid, I don't want them to grow up. I want them to stay young forever. At the time, I'm just like, why would you want that? We know how immature kids are, and I was saying this in like the first year of high school. We know how immature kids are. Why would you want them to stay young forever and have to deal with that forever? And then my teacher chimed in, and she's just like, well, it's kind of like the same thing with you and your dogs. Do you want your dogs to grow up, or do you want your dogs to stay young forever? And after all these years, nearly a decade after that moment, no, that is absolutely not the same thing. A young puppy is not the same thing as an actual human child. Because I was thinking, even now I think, if you have kids, I kind of feel like you wouldn't want them to stay young forever just because they're just a pain to deal with, and you want that to be the case forever. If your kids are older, they're more mature, they're more independent. If you want your kid to stay like the 10 years old, the cute little 10-year-old phase forever, then you gotta chase after them. You gotta make sure they don't do stupid stuff all the time. I'm just like, you really want that to be the case forever? So, anyways, the 2 weeks are up. Those guys have come and gone. Even my relatives over on that side, even they understand that. Am I supposed to bring salmon to you? I forget the recipe. No, hold on. Salmon, I'm gonna look this up right now. She said something spicy, so I'm gonna assume chili peppers, you know, hot peppers. Is it just... Hold on, I think the thumbnail gave it away. It looks like it's salmon, butter, and tabantha wheat. Do I have butter? I may not have butter. Do they sell it here? I think they might sell it here. This ain't the store. You're not the store. I went the wrong way. Why am I not wearing my nighttime speed bonus? Maybe because Link runs so fast, he ends up just floating down the stairs for a second. No, you're at the clothing store. There we go. Do you have some butter? Yes, you do. Oh, and also, so, the way my cousin was, he is very much the kind of kid that is super immature, super, I don't want to say defiant. You know how kids, whenever you tell them to do something, they will actively do the opposite? So whenever I told him, you know, stop stomping around the house, he wouldn't exactly stomp more, but he would also just be like, I'm not stomping, I'm just walking normally. Do I have salmon? I may not have salmon. I don't have salmon! Where do I get salmon in this game? Probably Zora's Domain. But specifically where? I'm tempted to go run and grab my amiibo to get this done. Okay, no, no, no. I see one of the children birds. She'll give you salmon. You know what? I don't need to warp. I can just walk there myself. But yeah, so my cousin, I would hear so much stomping, so many loud bangs upstairs every single day, every single moment. He would run up and down the stairs like it's just bang, 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 bang. And then, you know, I would have to yell at him. I would have to shout at him, calm down, come down the stairs gently, don't rush, don't run down the stairs, walk normally down the stairs. Or maybe she wouldn't give you the salmon, but, yeah, the salmon's here. I think there's 5 birds in total. I think just now she was the 3rd. You know, this recipe I'm about to make, the ingredients kind of remind me of that salmon Wellington video. You know, instead of a beef Wellington, it's a salmon Wellington. If you look it up online, I'm sure you'll see it. My cousin did also ask me to use my amiibos, and I basically told him hell no without telling him hell no. I already locked my I already locked my amiibo case before he showed up here, and I have the key on me. It's literally on my keychain. This key opens the door to my house. This key turns on my car, and this key is to my amiibo cabinet. I'm not kidding, I actually have it on my keychain. Yeah, I didn't let my cousin touch my amiibos because I know he'll just make a mess of them. You know, I have them displayed in a way that's nice and organized. And I just know damn well, if he has access to it, oh, it's gonna be a nightmare. The cabinet itself may have broken if he got his hands on them. So I basically told my cousin hell no without telling him hell no. Yeah, I don't know where the other 2 are. I'm gonna look this up real quick, just so we don't waste any more time. Oh, there was one right in the shop. The shop I just bought that butter at. Oh, there was one in there. Oh yeah, I forgore. Is that it? Oh, that's it. Oh, that was the last one. Warbler's Nest. That's over here. So, let's just head back over. And also, my dogs. My little cuz, he was so annoying to control when it comes to the dogs, too. Because Toby's an older dog, he didn't really care about him. He really wanted to play with Sky all the time, my younger dog. And I admit, my boy is rather fat. He's chubby. My cousin, well, he kind of behaved like I did when I was younger, and now I see just how annoying and concerning it was. Because he kept on chasing my dog, he kept on wanting to hug and play with him, and you know kids, they hug to the point they want to strangle and choke. He kept on he kept on joking like, I want to hug him so hard I want to choke him. We all know there's a hint of truth to that. I think it's... Never mind. I thought I had to talk to a specific one in order to get the rest of this thing going. Or maybe I do. Yeah, I had to talk to you. By the way, fun fact, these 5 are my 5 favorite colors. Red, green, blue, purple, yellow. No orange. Perfection. I don't know, out of the 6 colors in the rainbow, blue and indigo are just different shades of blue. So to me, there's 6. It always triggered me that 2 different kinds of blues are considered 2 different colors. Oh right, I need like a Korok leaf for this. Oh look, a Korok. But I just never really cared for orange. Once upon a time when I was in kindergarten, orange was my favorite color. Or was it yellow first? Regardless, in my kindergarten age, orange and yellow, whichever order it was, they were my favorite colors, and then my favorite color became red, and it's always been red. Well, it just shows you which side of the color spectrum I always leaned more towards. Yellow, orange, and red, not really the blue and purple side. Oh, there's the rock. But yeah, he would get on top of Sky and hug him to the point he's almost mounting him, and I just was like, get off of him. Don't do that. You may hurt his legs. Now, that is not something you want him to fuck around and find out, because if he hurts my dogs, then that's something you really don't want to FO. So that you really had to control. But we know how kids are, you know, they see a big, well, not really big. My dog's a rather smaller breed. They're not Chihuahua small, but they're like, you know, they're medium. They're not Chihuahua small, but they're not, you know, they're not husky big. So my dogs are like medium size. But that's besides the point, you know. We know how kids are. They see big fluffy dog, they want to play and hug. And, you know, that'd be the case all the time. So we had to control him. Like, no, don't do that to him. You know, be gentle with him. And it got to the point where I'm just like, can you just leave him alone? You've been chasing him all day. And I think I mentioned this before. He would, you know, to the point he would... Whatever he's doing in the day, while either it just be watching TV or just playing video games on his own, he will occasionally just get up, run around the house, and search for the dogs. So the dogs would just hide from him. The dogs would just hide from him because they are trying to sleep, and he just stomps around the house searching for them. And he would just periodically get up and just search the entire house for the dogs. I'm trying to find a Korok leaf. If I can't find one, then I'll just have to go elsewhere and pick one up. And then come back. I don't think there's a Korok leaf around here. Let me think, where's the... You know what, I know exactly where I can guarantee get a Korok leaf. What do I drop, though? I guess I could drop one of these? Actually, I do have 30 Korok seeds. Let me go see if I can actually get another weapon spot first. Well, life is back to normal for now. Aside from the fact that I have a new job. So, I got my room back. My cousin is once again permanently my uncle's problem, not mine. And I don't have to deal with him for, I don't know, a year or two minimum. Hopefully by then he's matured a bit. But my games, man, my games! Oh, I didn't even grab the Korok leaf, whoops. My sister even jokingly threw out the idea, like, brother, next time I go to Hong Kong and visit, you can come with me. I'm just like, you out of your mind? I'm not going back there. The reason I went there this time was because, you know, Japan trip and Hong Kong was right there, so may as well. You know, there is one thing my cousin said that, in my mind, I'm thinking, why would you say that? That is so not nice, not cool to say. But he's a kid. They don't fully grasp that stuff yet. Even I was like that when I was younger. I'm still like that, you know? When I was younger, I said things that I didn't really mean it in that way. What am I doing? I didn't even grab the Korok leaf! You know, I said things that I've come to regret, that I realize, ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that. That was probably in poor taste. And I don't know if he'll be haunted by this line like I'm haunted by everything I've ever said. So what exactly did he say? He said, the next time he's back here, the next time he comes back here, Toby will probably be gone. While, yes, that is 100% fact, there's just some things that you just don't say, you know? It's like earlier this year when I went to Hong Kong. I never said out loud, next time I come here will probably be for when Grandma dies. You know, I didn't say stuff like that, but we all collectively knew it was true. I don't intend to go back to Hong Kong anytime soon, if ever again. I went back abruptly to attend my grandfather's funeral, and I would probably expect to do the same with my grandmother. But you know, I didn't say stuff like that. If I was his age, I probably would have, but now of course I wouldn't say stuff like that, so I don't blame him for saying that. Then again, maybe I should have said something to him to teach him, don't say stuff like that, you know, that's not cool. That's not right to say. Just because something might be factual doesn't mean you should say it. Anyways, what do I do again? I don't remember how to associate these guys with the fingers on them. There's not like a visual difference, and I don't exactly see different numbers of notes coming out. I just hear different pitches. I guess I may just have to hear it all to know. Okay, so there's little notes. Okay. I don't know, I was kind of guessing there. You know what else I could do? I could simply just look it up. Oh, the Keel actually gives you a Korok leaf. I guess I just didn't have weapon space. I mean, obviously they weren't gonna make you go all the way out there and grab one again. Have you noticed that's a habit of mine in this game? I always go out of my way to grab the weapon I need when the game just gives it to you. I don't know if you heard all of that. Well, I just had to close the door and lock it. Because every time I'm in here, someone opens a goddamn door. Nobody ever leaves me alone in here. I lock the door, they complain I lock the door. I don't lock the door, they just walk right in. As if a closed door means come on in. I don't know if anyone else's family has to deal... What? I don't know if anyone else has to deal with that in their family. In my family, we're actively, you know, quote-unquote, not allowed to lock the doors. Aside from, like, you know, in the shower or you're in the bathroom. Oh, they didn't play the final note there. I just wanted to let that play. That was cute. Yeah, we're kind of not allowed to lock the doors aside from like showering or whatnot. Because my dad's logic, which I can't even entirely blame, in case an emergency ever happens, you can quickly just go in, open the door, and just grab whatever you need. Or even just warn loved ones that like, hey, come on, time to leave. There's something going on. So, we're quote-unquote not allowed to lock doors. But then, whenever doors close, people just open it and walk right in. I could be, my dad does this all the time. I could, you know, my door be closed, I could be quote-unquote napping. But in reality, I just laid down and I haven't fallen asleep yet. My dad would just walk right in. He'll just open the door, not even try to be quiet. He'll just walk right in to check if I'm asleep or not. And I'm just like, Dad, what if I was asleep and you just woke me up? If I was asleep. What the hell? My games! He took my Skyward Sword! I wanted to replay that! I am not getting that game back anytime soon. Well, I don't exactly want to boot up my Wii to play the game again. Ah! I don't think I need this Korok leaf anymore. Is that all the chests in here? It is. Good. Excellent. Oh yeah, also my friends did come back from their Japan trip. Remember when I mentioned long ago that the original plan for this year was 2 Japan trips? One with my parents to Japan, then Hong Kong, and then later in the year during the summer, my friends and I would go together. Well, I myself chose not to go to the second one just because I already found Hong Kong hot in March. I would not survive the summer heat in Japan. So I chose not to go. Well, that trip of theirs has already come and gone as well. Okay, so we did, what, 4 shrines just now? So we still have this one, which was already pinned since last time, and I still didn't get around to it. But I think I'm gonna do more shrines next time. I still got some stuff to do tonight. Okay, so let's see. Let me take a look at my pictures here. I got those. I got the one up there done. The 2 at Rito Village. I did not... Oh, I did. I was about to say I didn't do that one yet. Obviously, I didn't do this one yet, so, let me see where else I'm missing shrines. So, over here on this side, I'm missing the shrine right about here, somewhere over here. I don't have the shrine... Here, I think this is the one where you have to hit the gravestone that lights up. Or the statue. There's this second one over here that's somewhat easy to miss. This little space right here. I think. Somewhere over here. There is also... Oh, right, this one. I don't have this one yet. This one, was it here? Yeah, the one with the snowball and the shadow, it's here. This is the one I'm thinking of. But that's only 5 more. And how many do I have left? Let's see. We can also cash in our spirit orbs right now before we end. So that's 113. And then with the 5, that's 118. I'm missing 2. Which 2 am I missing? Because I think I found all of them I'm missing. Okay, looking at my pictures, I think that one I don't have yet. Yeah, I don't have this one yet. Right about... Is it here? No. No, it's, somewhere around here, next to the bridge. Oh, I don't have enough yet. Well, regardless, I have 2 that's missing, so this should be 1. And then where's the last one I'm missing? 1 more shrine I'm missing. Well, regardless of where it is, I'll find it for next time. Oh, that's pretty cool. Have you ever heard this? It's pretty cool. Nice. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. We'll do more shrines then. Take care.